Hey guys, welcome back to whatever this is, and on today's episode, we are finally back with an update after me just honestly procrastinating for a little bit because I was just a little mentally exhausted. But here we are. We are looking at Switch 2. So the Switch 2 is, I'm just going to get out of the way. The price is very steep, especially those, as I stated multiple times, in Canada is quite pricey. I did manage to make it work, tweaking things here and there. But I did manage to get one. I even sold off my old Switch because I just don't need it anymore. After playing it for a week, I essentially went, yeah, I don't need the original hardware anymore. Which is fine. The backwards compatibility on this is literally perfect. In all cases, I find it helps them perform better. And for me, that's very important because when it came to the original Switch, there was one game I could never play, and that was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I have Scarlet here. This is my version. I did buy the upgrade copy in the fall, as I did see a site, ended up having them back in stock. Could never play the game. The main problem was the frame rate was so bad, and I'm sure you've seen it. Multiple people were complaining about it. It was so bad, I could not play it. It made me want to physically expel everything from my body. It was quite traumatic. It made me sad on the inside, but it worked. And when it comes to that, I couldn't recommend the game to anybody. I could recommend the last game's Legends Arceus, because that one I could play through. I ended up getting distracted halfway through, but it was a very good Pokemon game. But when it came to this game, I was like, I'm just kind of done. It's fine. I don't mind. And that was great. And the upgrade that they gave it to the Switch 2 honestly makes it a whole new game. If you haven't played it, the game actually functions properly. People were joking online that the windmills actually spin now in the game. I didn't know until someone pointed that out that, yeah, they just didn't move because I just couldn't play the game that long. And yes, I picked Boy Coco, for he is the best bitey boy in existence. And when it comes to the Switch, it's hard to ignore the fact physical here is kind of dying. That's another complaint I have, is the physical games are very few and far between. I wish there was more. There's not. Like, that's just what it is. The one game I wanted at launch that I was like, ooh, I'll pick that up full price for a complete dub of Yakuza 0. I will absolutely pick that up. The problem was that was one of those download cards, so at that point I went, what's the point? I'm just gonna get it digitally. Like, it just immediately forced me onto it, because I'm like, why am I gonna want a hunk of plastic that doesn't have any data on it? As you can see, I like having data. I like having the information locally so I don't have to go online looking for it. But, yay, modern technology at its best. But physical games have slowly tweaked out. The first game out of the games I picked up, we did get physically, was Cyberpunk. This was picked up by my brother. I was going to pass on it just because, like, I'm not a Cyberpunk fan, like, at all. First-person shooters really aren't my thing. Not to say I couldn't pop this in, and who knows, it just consumes my soul, and I have the best time ever. But this was his purchase, and I've been told by him and multiple people, this is an excellent port of the game. Unfortunately, yes, it is full value, but it is on a fancy tiny cartridge that is currently missing from its packaging. But this currently lives on the shelf in a very beautiful location. The second game I picked up because I decided that I might just wait for this to come out before I really get my feelings. Donkey Kong Banana Blitz. It makes me think of Donkey Konga with a lot of its art styles and little choices here and there. This game is currently in here, and it is phenomenal. You can just break whatever you want, you just go wherever you want. The amount of times where it's like, oh, you can walk around through that door, I'm like, how about I just punch my way over to it? Let's go. Easily I could see this game being Game of the Year. I'll save my full thoughts for everything later, but excellent game. And overall, the Switch just feels like we've clearly hit the point. We finally feels like we hit the point where graphics, not that they're not mattering, but what matters is how the game feels. And what I mean by that is the game feeling good to play? Like, generally, you know, everyone complains about 60 frames. It's like, yes, but the games feel better that way. It feels more enjoyable, like they're a lot snappier. There's not like a lag to everything. That's kind of a problem with 30 frames. It's not that it's bad, but it better consistently hit 30 and it's okay. But if you're dipping down to 20, it feels sloggy. Like your window of error is so much smaller. Where with 60 frames you get a lot more, you can kind of see everything happening. And with the Switch, it's incredible what they're able to do with this little box. Or as I used to always say when I used to work at EB, tablet on steroids. It does one thing and it does that one thing very, very well. And I've even noticed how well the upscaler in this thing works. So even if the game isn't 1080p, it's upscaling to 4K. The DLSS does a lot of heavy lifting, and it's impressive, the benefits it does. I was playing Crisis Core on this thing because it went on sale, picked it up, downloaded digitally, and I know when I originally picked it up, I picked it up on the Switch, and I didn't like how it's performing. It felt sluggish on the Switch. And at that point, I just upgraded my TV, and the game just really wasn't feeling it for me. So I switched to the PS5 version, and then I had no problem. But playing it on here, the game feels snappier, and it's not fighting with the Unreal Engine anymore. So anytime I found that there was like a software problem, I found the game just kind of got smoothed out. And it's literally just because the ceiling went up. So because the ceiling went up, the whole game went, oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's moving around. The game's great. It's got all this extra space for activities. And you get the games playing incredibly. And I love that. And that's literally what I wanted for the longest time. It was like, just a Switch Pro. Hey, I just want something to just kind of kick it over just a bit. But this just spikes it to the moon almost. I don't know how the new games are slowly going to turn out. I'm sure you're going to have frame rate issues. Like, people were being concerned about this. And it just seems like in that one specific area where that frame rate drop happens, I felt like it was intentional. And I have no problem with that when they're like, oh, we're intentionally going to have it like plummet for an effect on the player. And that's cool, because like you're punching stuff and it just stutters for a second. And I'm like, yeah, it makes you feel like really strong, like Donkey Kong. And that's really cool. And I think it's a great device. If you want an all-in-one, it's just, it has one big downside to me right now. Well, technically two. One, the price. It's expensive. The other one is, I'm just gonna say it, this thing is forcing me to go digital. Like, no choice. At this point, I don't know if I don't mind, because like, I can only fight this fight for so long. And it's just one of those, they're beating you down. Now, at some point, I could see it swing back the other way, but I'm not one of those hopeless people where it's like, oh, we're gonna have physical forever. Unfortunately not. I hate to be realistic on that. Ugh. But I will buy physical as much as I can. As I've already shown here, with the 2 physical games I actually own, I will buy as much physical as I can. Like, I'm already planning to buy Pokemon. I know that comes out in the fall. But this console is actually really good. I cannot get over how much more I'm actually playing games again, just because the tablet can keep up with it. Same thing happened when I picked up the Steam Deck. I was able to go back and play older games that I had a hard time playing. Like for the PSP, I'm going to play E7 on my Steam Deck this year. Like, that is the next game up on my list of 5. And the console's good. But please note that those are 2 major downsides. And I am having a hard time being negative on it. As it is, it's still launching, we're still seeing its paces, but its 4K capability is good enough for that. And I guess I'll leave it as the Switch 2 is the Switch Pro that we wanted. We got a 4K console. The console absolutely slaps at this point. But please note, you will have to go digital. You will have to buy the express cards. At first I was like, oh, this is really dumb, blah, blah, blah. As I've gotten used to it, I understand. But I do understand it is a bitter pill to swallow with how much everything costs. With that, I still say it's a strong buy, but I'm also going to asterisk it with using my old boss's rule, wait till there's 5 games you want, then pick one up. I think that's the easiest way to go about it, and I think that's the best way to go about it. Because at least then when you pick up 5 games, cool, you're off to the races. Oh, I want to play Donkey Kong. Oh, I want to play Cyberpunk. Oh, I want to play Pokemon. Oh, I want to play, I don't know, a Sonic game on it. It's great. I hope there's more visible. I really do. And that's my biggest gripe with that, is that I used to use the physicals to kind of offload so I didn't have to buy an SD card. This forced me to buy an SD card. But with that, guys, those are my initial thoughts after about a month and a bit of what I've done with the Switch 2. I enjoy it. I'm playing more games. The game's running better. I can go into a better deep dive later on another of what I'm weebing in the next episode probably. And with that, I'll leave you with the Switch. It's a phenomenal system. If you're waiting on it, I don't know if I can tell you to rush out there, but Mario Kart is good. These games are good. So far, everything's been solid. And until then, guys, take care. Have a good one.